So today I will show you how to connect your GCP account to Holori. First, you need to be connected and logged in onto your account on Holori going on app.holori.com. Then, once you are on the home page, you can go at the bottom left corner of the page, click on your username. Then you must go to integration. Then here you will see the providers we are currently compatible with. And under GCP, you need to click on Connect Now. Once you do that, you arrive on this page. First, we'll ask you to give a name to the Google Cloud account you will connect today to Holori. You can just give any name you want as long as you remember it. And then it's something that will be reused in the software when showing data about this account. So here, let's call it Demo Holori just for this demo today. Then I will need to create a service account and a JSON key for my account. So I need to open the console. Just can click on the link here. Then if you look carefully, you will see that the steps required are written here. So I will need to create a specific service account. I will need to grant it some access rights and then download the JSON key. So it's what we are going to do now. Now I am on my IAM page. First, you need to make sure that the correct project you want to give Holori access to is selected. So here I called it demo project, but select your project. Then it should have opened directly the IAM and admin part of the software. If it's correct, then you can scroll down to service account here on the left side. You click on it. Then you create a service account. You give it a name. So it's a name that will be used here in the software. So here we'll call it Holori testing. You need to check that there is a service account ID that is given. You don't need to put an email. So then click create and continue. Then you must grant this service account a role, which is quite important here. So to do that, you must click on select a role. And then you will need to select project and viewer. So scroll down to project. I go down, down, down. Okay, here is project. And here is viewer. Okay. And then once this is done, I click on continue. Okay. So this is again done. So I validate it. Okay, so now I see that my service account has been correctly created. Now I will click on my service account here, so the one that I just created. I will go to the keys tab here. Then I will click on add key, create new key. I select the JSON key and I click on create. All right, so now my key has been downloaded on my computer and we are done for this part of the JSON key. So I can go back to Holori. Okay, so now here I'm back to Holori software. So what I will do now is that I will pick up the key I just downloaded. Okay, so I just downloaded the key. Automatically the project ID is saved. And then I can move to the step 2. For the step 2 here, I will need to go back to my console and then I have a few steps to perform. The goal will be to enable the BigQuery data transfer API in this step. The link, I arrive directly on my BigQuery page. And here, if it hasn't been done already on your account, you just have to click on enable to enable the BigQuery data transfer API. Okay, so after a few seconds, it should be done. Then the page is refreshed and you should see here that now it offers you the option to disable the API, which means that it has been correctly activated. That's great. Now let's move back to Holori app. Okay, so now the next step, the step 3, is to create a BigQuery dataset. For that, I need to go to the BigQuery console. And again, I will need to make sure that my project is correctly selected. Okay, so now I'm on the BigQuery console. Again, my demo project is selected. And then I will enable it by clicking on enable. Quite simple. Okay, this is done. This has been enabled. Now, the next step is quite important as I will need to create a new dataset. So the way it works here, again, I make sure that everything is correctly selected. Here you should see your project. And then you have the 3 small dots, one above another. Here on the right, you click and then you click on Create Dataset. When creating the dataset, it is quite important to respect a few things here. Again, everything is mentioned here and you can just copy paste. So the name for the dataset, should be all billing data. So you can copy and paste it here. It will avoid mistakes. So make sure all billing data is correctly selected. Then you can choose a location type. Here I select multi-region because my account spans across multiple regions. And then I will scroll down and I will enter the extra information. So I must make sure that this enable table expiration is unchecked. So make sure that this is not checked. It has to be empty. And then go to advanced options. And the last thing to check here is that the encryption is correctly selected on Google Managed Encryption Key. So this must be selected. Once this is done, that's it. You just have to click at the bottom on Create Dataset. And you can move back to Holori. Now we are reaching step 4. Step 4 here, it's simple. You just have to go there to enable your cloud billing export to the BigQuery dataset. So again, I click on the link. Here I am redirected to my console, and I have to make sure that standard usage cost and detailed usage cost are enabled. So in my case here, as you can notice, it is okay. It has been enabled because they ask me if I want to disable it. If it's not the case for you, here it will be written enable. Simply click OK. And same here for detailed usage cost. Click enable. So again, to summarize, standard usage cost must be enabled. Detailed usage cost must be enabled. So that's it now on the console. You can close the page. Now that everything is done, you can simply click on Save. Okay, so now it's green, it's currently validating. So now that it's validated and done, it can take up to a few minutes to refresh your data. And once this is finished, you will be able to visualize your costs in Holori software and also visualize your infra as diagram. And this will be covered in another video.